He was gorgeous. We rattled him in. He come in the back and super tall, 5x5, great big brow tines, 170 class all day long.
Nice to be able to work that hard all week and get to that point.
Just a great opportunity, and there's good deer here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know.
Live on the edge, 'cause brother, win or lose, it's all in what you do with the chance you're given. Yeah, through the wind and rain, you feel your heart pounding. You got one shot, what you got? Tell me what's it gonna be? You gotta make the most of this opportunity. If others fail, make sure you succeed. On the edge.
The Edge is sponsored by Cabela's and also by Bog Pod, Browning, Buck Expert, Caldwell, Field Torque Knives, Prime Archery, High Mountain Seasonings, HowToHunt.com, Hornady, Polaris, 10-Point Crossbows, Wild Game Innovations Trail Cameras, and Vortex. Steve Ecklund is traveling from Alberta to hunt whitetail deer in Goodsoil, Saskatchewan, near popular Meadow Lake.
It's going to be really a cool thing for me to look and see what this area here in northern Saskatchewan has done from last year to this year. The deer herds themselves, just the condition of the animals. I think it's a really cool thing watching Saskatchewan rebuild its deer population after a few hard winters that we've had. All right, well, here we are, Weber Outfitting. Can't wait to see the boys. Hey! How's it going?
Come on in.
How you been, brother?
Long time no see.
Yeah, you doing all right?
I'm doing well.
I like the sweater.
Yeah, you like it, eh?
Sweet.
Yeah, good. Well, we're gonna have fun this week.
What's different this year as opposed to last year's hunt here at Weber Outfitters, we're coming back to see friends. I mean, last year we didn't know anybody, we rolled in. This year, not only are we seeing Mark and the guides, but you know, good friends are coming in, repeat hunters from last year. You getting some good trail cam picks?
Yeah, some pretty good picks this year. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it's gonna be nice.
So it's like a little bit of a deer hunting reunion, if you will. Dinner's cooking, I bet.
Yeah, you bet.
Right on.
Before the first hint of sunrise, the guys are almost ready for day one.
The key to every successful hunt, start your day with that warm cup of coffee right there. You know, without the vanilla foo-foo, I wouldn't know where to go.
It's a late fall hunt with the first snow already on the ground.
This time of year, you know, we're the second week of November here right now, and it's a unique time to come and do a whitetail hunt because as the days go on, it just keeps getting better and better and better. The deer get a little closer to the rut. They start the chase, which is really good. It's going to work in our benefit for sure. Okay, let's roll. Day one. Thank you, sir.
The first order of business is to set up a blind. They've also baited the area with alfalfa and oats.
That's a wicked blind.
There's no smell, man. I'm telling you, they don't smell you.
You know, the ground blind was a pretty cool deal. All spruce boughs, bowed over with some straw bales at the bottom. Just a dynamite little setup, nice and close to the bait. You know, it was a bow hunter setup for sure. Yeah, I like this.
Joe camera right there. We've seen it all.
It's old school too. I like that.
A little bit old school. I just got a little bit of everything in these.
They're on the hunt for white-tailed deer. Steve will hang out behind the cover of the blind.
He's got us in this spruce blind that he built. Clearly, it works great on the deer. We haven't been here 5 minutes, and there's a doe fawn already on the bait pile. We're in good shape. I'm feeling pretty revved up, pretty excited.
Weather right now, we hit it perfect. I mean, there's snow on the ground, which is a good thing. Today it was moist. It was moist in the air, and that made the -1 feel like it was -20. It was a cold sit, but yeah, I think we're going to be in good shape with the weather this week for sure.
Another old-school way to attract deer is to rattle some antlers together. This not only attracts the males, but the females as well.
When rattling, often enough, you'll get does that actually come into the horns, and those are the ones you want there. I mean, they're ready. They're looking for a little love. So, and once they come in, it's not too long after that the big bucks will surely follow.
So we got a buck now. Came in and picked up our little doe, the one we were playing with.
Successful day. We saw 4 different bucks, probably a dozen does. We elected the bow hunt versus rifle hunt. Just kind of felt like the right thing to do here for the first part of the hunt for sure. So hoping we can put it together with the bow and arrow. So yeah, day 1's in the books. Super excited. Can't wait to get day 2 underway for sure. Just think it's going to be a great week, and I'm looking forward to it.
Coming up.
Oh man, he got my heart racing.
Steve Ecklund is hunting whitetail deer near Goodsoil, Saskatchewan.
All right, well, day 3. Pretty excited. Going into a place we call the Cut Bait here this morning. Anticipations are high, to say the least. It's cold. We got a bunch of snow yesterday, and should have some deer activity, some good deer movement. So gonna try to get in there early and give it the old college try.
But the recent snowfall and high humidity have weighed down the branches.
It might have had a little something to do with changing it up. We originally set up the ground blind a lot closer to the bait site. Just the conditions, there was a lot of stuff falling off the trees and pinging off the top of the blind.
Deer are skittish at best. The unexpected crackles have spooked the herd.
This heavy snow that's on these tree branches was coming down, and it sounded like popcorn. And just absolutely, they'd get freaked out and run.
Really cool situation going on right now. We're moving locations because it's supposed to get really windy this afternoon. And we're just looking for a good spot to set up the ground blind right now. Both of the trails come in through here. And I think, Mark, just put the ground blind
Back over there.
maybe back over here.
Okay.
And then pick our shot through these trees, right?
It's all nice and open, so it
Yeah.
should be fine. Yep.
It's really good for a ground blind in here because, from about 5 feet down, you could see 100 yards.
Yeah, that's
But you get up, you can't see anything, so.
Yep.
They move a bit farther away from the bait and switch to a portable ground blind.
Thanks, Cliffy. Thanks, brother. So we put the bow away, moved the ground blind back 100 yards, and brought the rifle out. And all of a sudden, boom! It was like a switch went off, and deer started coming in. They got a lot more comfortable with the setup, and that's when the big boy came in.
It's the first sizable buck that Steve has seen so far.
At a quick glance coming through the trees, I thought he was a giant. And when he got out in the open to where I could see him pretty good, he was a good deer. Just a good deer, mature deer, wide rack.
I think I'm gonna give him a pass. He's a nice buck. I can't really say that's age class is why I passed him. Because I really think that if we were still sitting up there 30 yards from the bait site, I probably would have shot him with my bow, but 100 yards away with the rifle now and making different calls, so it's only day 3. is fine.
These bucks, when they come in, you know, for me, they either blow sunshine up my skirt or they don't, and this one didn't, so he lived. You know, one of these times I'm gonna get caught by letting one of these go and go home empty-handed. But like last year, I hope we don't eat our tag because of that pass. But it's a decision that I'll stand by.
Day 3 comes to a close and still no harvest. But plenty of good food for hungry hunters.
This looks good.
Yeah, you know, these guys that we met last year, I mean, just a great bunch of guys, guys that I stayed in touch with after the hunt and all year. So it was a cool deal, you know, planning to come and do this hunt again with those guys and making sure that everybody was in camp at the same time. So it's going to be a really fun week.
Joining the hunt crew is Jeremy Martin, a native of Tennessee.
So my buddy's up from down south. You know, this is a dude that is truly a southern boy with a northern heart. This guy's a trooper. Through the cold, miserable weather and all of it, he prevails, you know.
When I get to camp, my plan is to find a nice buck and to harvest him. And I've been fortunate here. Mark Weber, he runs a good camp, and the past 2 years, it's happened early. And I got on stand, and just right off the bat, I had action all morning long. About lunchtime, the buck that I decided real quickly that I was looking for, he strolled through. A few does had caught his eye, and here he comes. I decided he was the one and made it happen. After that had taken place, you know, I'd gone up and checked him out and was extremely happy, you know, really nice buck for a Tennessee guy like me coming from down south. And I had texted Mark, and he let me know that he was on his way. And all out of a sudden, here comes just a massive whitetail. He was a very wide frame 10-pointer, heavy bodied deer. And yeah, I had used my tag, so I was able to get some pretty good video of this guy. But needless to say, it was a great morning. It's been a great week so far, and you know, it's a hunt, definitely a hunt I will never forget.
That's 2 years in a row that he shoots a deer. First guy in camp to shoot a deer, and he shot a dandy. I mean, just a beautiful buck. I couldn't be happier for him.
This is my 3rd consecutive year coming to Saskatchewan, and it truly is world class for whitetail. There's, you know, your best opportunity of harvesting a big buck is in Saskatchewan, and your odds even go up when you're hunting here in Meadow Lake with Mark Weber.
Still ahead.
So we're just off to put in a ground blind in the cover of darkness here. Mark found our targeted deer at the cut bait where we originally started the hunt.
Steve Ecklund and his friends are hunting whitetail deer near Goodsoil, Saskatchewan. But so far, no luck for Steve.
Well, day 4, we head into this new location, set up in a ground blind for the morning. Not a lot of action going on. So as soon as daybreak come up about 10 o'clock, I just wanted to get closer to the bait station and hunt with the bow. So brought out the hawk tree stand, set them up, and started to sit for the afternoon. The hawk tree stand, it was the first time I got to use it. Pretty good. I mean, I really like it. It's light, easy to set up. Just really enjoyed it. That along with the climbing sticks that it came with. And it's got the adjustment in the seat too, which I really love. If your tree's leaning a little bit, you can adjust the seat and at least be sitting level if you're not standing level. So just a superb setup, quick and easy.
Steve has now positioned himself directly above the bait station, and the deer are quick to arrive.
Had a great 4x5 come in, 9-point. Just not a mature deer though, a little tight. Not the deer we were looking for, so we let him go and sat the rest of the day to no avail.
The tree stand comes down. As the day draws to a close, the guys regroup and come up with a new plan for the next day's hunt.
So day 5, here we go again to a secret spot. So anticipations are high. Really pumped up about this. There's a great big 4x4 that we were looking for in there that we had on trail camera. You gonna be good luck charm today?
Tennessee rubbing.
But unfortunately for us, he didn't show up. His younger brother did. Come in, still a nice buck, but not the one we were looking for. He was a little busted up, had the brow tines busted off, but just a really cool experience. I mean, we were rifle hunting that day, and the bait was about 100 yards away from us, but that deer decided to come up and he got to within bow range, I mean 30, 35 yards of us. Well, you know, it's always a crapshoot, you know, when you start passing up good deer. And this week we definitely seen our fair share of decent bucks. And especially today, I mean, we saw 3 good mature bucks, you know, which is really great to see in this area. Last year we saw a tremendous amount of younger deer. You know, I think the rebuild is still happening, and I think it's going to be another couple of years before we get back to, you know, what Saskatchewan's truly known for, and that's the northern giant. Big 6-7-year-old deer with antlers to go with, so it's only going to get better as we go. So we're just off to put in a ground blind in the cover of darkness here. We just finished a long day of hunting, but Mark found our targeted deer at the cut bait where we originally started the hunt. So instead of setting up a ground blind in there tomorrow morning with all the noise and scent, we're going to try to hammer one in there tonight. Hopefully overnight everything, all the scent will dissipate, things will quiet down, give us a better crack at it in the morning. So this is a baited hunt here in Saskatchewan. It's second week in November, and the outfitter's been phenomenal. I mean, Mark does a great job. He goes in and baits with a bale of alfalfa and a mix of oats and peas, 70-30 split, oats being the 70 and peas being the 30%. Just seems to be the winning ticket in this neck of the woods for deer activity when it comes to baits. Overall, you know, day 5, it was a good day. They're always a good day while you're in the deer woods, but you know, it just didn't pan out for us. So anticipations for day 6 are high again. We got this new ground blind in, and we're ready to go back to where we started.
Coming up,
all week, you know, we've been sitting there waiting for this one opportunity, and tonight, in the last fleeting few hours, here it comes. 170 all day long. I mean, an absolute giant of a deer.
it's day 6 of the hunt and the last day to get a whitetail deer.
Mark, we're down the 11th hour. What do you think?
I think we're gonna go in here and we're gonna give it our best shot this morning and see what we can do.
You know, we passed up some bucks earlier on in the week. A little bit of regret right now, but you know, we've got a day left in us.
There's
so
still lots of hunting left to go, so it's all we need is the right moment.
Let's go get them.
Right on.
All right. We get into the ground blind this morning. We sneak in there nice and quiet, and it wasn't 10 minutes into daylight and the deer started piling in. Within minutes, we had at least a dozen does and fawns there. High alert, bow was in hand, and release was on. It was just exciting. Eventually, we had a small, younger 4x4 or an 8-pointer come in, but he was just there for a split second, and then he tore after a fawn. Next thing you know, the time slipped away from us, and it was 9 o'clock, then 10, then noon, and no bucks. I just couldn't figure it out. I'm just looking for that something special, that something that really, you know, grabs you and gets you excited. It's the rut right now, and we're just hoping for our lucky break. All right, well, it's the very last afternoon that we can hunt here. There's just no more time. So we're knocking down this blind. We haven't had a lot of luck getting the deer that we were after here. So we're gonna head back to another spot for the afternoon. Probably set up a little further back and break out the boomstick. So last 4 hours of the whole hunt. It's a Hail Mary, but we're gonna give it a whirl. And just like that, we're out here.
Steve and Mark have set up a blind in a new area.
You know, in the fleeting hours today, we held out all week for a big mature buck, and tonight I had my chance.
Yeah, you did. You had your chance, buddy.
He was gorgeous.
Finally, the deer Steve has been waiting for appears and comes into the rattle.
An absolute giant of a deer. Just a gorgeous, super tall 5x5, great big brow tines.
Yeah. And you know, Steve, I think that was the deer that you possibly passed up last year.
He looked identical to the deer I passed on last year, but 20 inches bigger.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, just a tank.
Yeah.
You know, 170 all day long. The sad part of it is, I probably could have taken the shot, and just that split second opportunity, or a few seconds, just dissipated, and it was over and gone. I choked. I feel like sticking this fork in my eye right now. I'll have to relive this for years watching the video. Well, here's to next year,
Absolutely.
Here's to next year. Well, Mark, I can't thank you enough. Appreciate it very much. Cliffy, thank you so much. Again, folks, thanks for tuning into this week's episode of The Edge. As you can see, we're going home empty-handed, so it does happen. But we're looking forward to next year, right here at Weber Outfitting. I'm your host, Steve Ecklund. Stay with us. Next week, we'll be somewhere, and we'll be hunting.
The Edge is sponsored by Cabela's and also by Bog Pod, Browning, Buck Expert, Caldwell, Field Torque Knives, Prime Archery, High Mountain Seasonings, HowToHunt.com, Hornady, Polaris, 10-Point Crossbows, Wild Game Innovations Trail Cameras, and Vortex.